Hi, I'm ingeniousclown and I'm wearing a jacket in the middle of summer because I really don't know how else to wear this microphone. It's July 16, 2017. Let's get into the gaming news. First up, it seems that a Wild West themed game that's coming out soon is maybe a scam. Wild West Online is an up-and-coming survival game set in, well, the Wild West. It was originally announced alongside a leak that people thought was from Red Dead Redemption 2, but turned out to be this game instead. Needless to say, that kind of publicity shot its popularity up the charts. I mean, who doesn't want a Wild West-themed action MMO? Unfortunately, this game seems to be steeped deep in a controversy involving a man named Sergei Titov. If you don't know that name, I don't blame you, I didn't, but he's become infamous as a scam artist with hopelessly broken video games burning in piles behind him. He's responsible for titles such as War Z, aka Infestation Survival Stories, and its sequel, Infestation: The New Z, as well as Shattered Skies, and 2003's Big Rigs over-the-road racing. A game that has the honor of having one of, if not the lowest rating on Metacritic. I can't really be bothered to confirm or deny this because the site is awful to navigate. Rumors that Sergei is in any way involved with Wild West Online have been denied by the developers, 612 Games, but recent gameplay footage seems to have brought these suspicions back up. There are numerous other connections that have been explored, but I urge you to go check out the original sources that I got my information from. Check the description for a link to the Reddit thread, a video from YouTuber JRS, and another from YouTuber Big Fry TV. There's also going to be a link to an article in the description below. It's all conspiracy level stuff. This is a bunch of conspiracy theory level stuff, and if it just so happens that this guy is part of this game, well, I mean, that sucks for anybody who was excited for it. In some weirder news from this past weekend, it seems that a really old musician is suing Zenimax over a trailer that came out 2 years ago. Musician Dion is seeking $1 million in damages from Zenimax as a result of having his work associated with what he has called repugnant and morally indefensible images. This guy is an almost 80-year-old musician, which is pretty great and all, but I personally don't trust that his circle of influence at that age with the career that he's held understands what video games even really are. In fact, if you find the official trailer that uses Dion's song, there are only ever 2 instances of violence in the entire trailer. The first is shooting some random radroach, and the other is firing at a bunch of super mutants, which most of us know is generally a good idea in that universe. Not a single bullet hits, by the way. Regardless, this is an excerpt from the statement that was issued. Without plaintiff's consent, defendants dubbed The Wanderer into commercials in which the protagonist, a wanderer, roams from one location to the next, armed and hunting for victims to slaughter. Defendants' commercials have no redeeming value. They simply entice young people to buy a video game by glorifying homicide, making the infliction of harm appear appealing, if not also satisfying. Interesting, right? That certainly doesn't describe the commercial I saw. However, if you search Fallout 4 Wanderer in YouTube right now, the top hit is Dion's song, but it's dubbed over a mishmash of trailer clips and gameplay footage with some particularly gory sequences. This is a fan video, so I can't help but wonder if this is just a massive misunderstanding. No offense to anybody who's old or anybody who really loves their grandparents. I mean, I love my grandparents, but they don't really know anything about video games. They were never immersed in it, so I don't really expect them to know the nuances of what's going on in these commercials, so that's kind of how I view this whole case, and I hope that it doesn't get too far because it could set a bad precedent otherwise. And finally, because I'm not sure what else to talk about, let's get some updates from the news that I reported on last time. First, the good news. Summer Games Done Quick 2017 ended up raising $1.7 million for Doctors Without Borders this year. With the exception of a week 2016, each event seems to have easily shattered the record set by itself the previous year. Games Done Quick has been growing at an incredible rate since it first began in 2010, and has turned many people, including me, onto the spectacle that is speedrunning. It's always impressive to see what these gamers can do to beat these games and to give back to the world in their own way. As for the bad news, it seems that Alex Mauer's copyright nightmare is still ongoing. Even after everything that's happened, including having a lawsuit filed against her due to the destructive nature of her actions to not only a bunch of YouTubers, but to Emigo Softworks themselves, her actions have gotten even more extreme. What was initially seen as an act of surrender and clarity on her part, it seems that she reversed the DMCA claims, only to turn around and file more DMCAs one at a time on channels with multiple videos of Starr Mazer, as opposed to filing one DMCA for all the videos on that channel. What this means was that these channels would be hit with a copyright strike for each DMCA takedown for each video of Starr Mazer that was on that channel. And as you may know, you only get 3 strikes in a short period before your channel gets taken down. This is pretty dangerous. In addition to these takedowns, Mauer has threatened murder, arson, and vandalism to both Don Thacker of Imagos and Leonard French, who has taken on the case. Most recently, a temporary restraining order has been granted against Alex Mauer, so it seems that things will be getting back to normal, at least here on YouTube. And that restraining order also directly prohibits Alex from threatening either Don Thacker or Leonard French. If you want to follow these cases further and in more detail, there are links in the description below. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this whole Alex Mauer thing because I think that it might have the potential to set some sort of precedent in the copyright court. So hopefully we get some good rulings, hopefully it doesn't take too long. It could be a huge step for YouTube in general. And that's it for the news. Thanks so much to my patrons Mig and Aeldis for supporting this channel, it really does mean a lot. And if you liked the video, please be sure to hit that like button down below, and if you disliked it, there's a thumbs down button for you too. And be sure to hit that subscribe button for more awesome gaming content here in the future, and I will see you next time.